Deckard6 here. Welcome to a new series in Game Dev Tycoon. With the recent release of the modding API, I finally decided to dig into the world of modding in Game Dev Tycoon. This series, I will be looking at one mod in particular, the unofficial Game Dev Tycoon expansion. I'm picking this one because it appears to be the most popular and most expansive of the Game Dev Tycoon mods. I'm jumping into this basically blind. I've looked at the feature list, but haven't dug extensively into the documentation. So we're going to have to learn about this together. Compared to my other series where I'm striving for optimal play, I'm going to be dicking around mostly in this one. Having fun, trying out the new features, and hopefully not going bankrupt. We need a name. Well, we're playing a game about making games on the internet, so I think we're just a bunch of nerds. The G silent, by the way. Oh, and we're going with Buddy. He's, I guess, just going to be our usual avatar. This Buddy's a bit cooler than the other one, though, I think, despite being a nerd, so he's gonna rock that teal shirt. Or is it cyan? Something like that. Are we gonna import hints? I suppose we should. I'm really not sure how much they're gonna help us in this one. We're gonna overwrite company name, which is one of my test games to make sure the mod was working properly. Develop our first game. Well, already we're seeing some of the new things. There's a whole lot of new topics here that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Like, movies is the only one. What the heck's point and click specifically? I mean, motocross and warlocks. Let's try point and click. It's a new one, it sounds fairly simple. I mean, adventure, point and click adventure game? I mean, come on, that's kind of classic. And let's go with the PC, because it doesn't have our G64 knowledge. Wonder if they've changed it, and that's part of the reason why. Anyway, PC. A point-and-click adventure game. Need a title. Clicker Quest. That'll work. Well, you have to have graphics if you're going to be doing a point-and-click adventure game. Now, normally I'd say story and quest is just the only important thing for an adventure game. But I'm not sure with point-and-click adventure games. I mean, engine's probably not that important, but gameplay might be. So I'm going to leave gameplay in the middle for this, and put story and quest high, because I know in the past adventure games have been highly important on story and quests. So let's make that assumption for this one. Up next, well, we can confirm artificial intelligence, not important. Good to know. I'm going to assume, let's pump both of these up, because I'm not really sure. Now let's put, once again, level design in the middle, I think. That'll be a good compromise. With dialogues being the classically important one for adventure games, and not sure how much more important gameplay and level design will be for a point-and-click compared to the usual old-school adventure games. Points aren't looking bad for a first game. Okay, point-and-click adventure game. I'm gonna pump up world design and leave graphics and sound middling. Celebration party. You have almost finished Clicker Quest. We should give a party to the neighborhood to celebrate this, but it'll cost some money. Woo! Party time! I'm wondering if this gives us some initial... Oh, it gives us some initial hype boost on our first game. That's nice. For 500 bucks, a little initial hype. Let's rock and roll. Clicker Quest, here we go. Alright, it looks like the skills are all just the same. I mean, we saw that through the most of it, we still have the same basic gameplay emphasis, and it doesn't look like there's any new skills added at this point. Just the same gameplay emphasis skills. And we'll do our research report on Clicker Quest. Game reviews. Holy moly. Wasn't expecting this much from my first game. Particularly one that I was mostly flying blind. Okay, 7, that's more in line. See, for that 9 got my hopes. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have a freaking 9s all the way first game? No. But that does look like... God, is that a 7.5? 7.5. Yep, our first game, Clicker Quest, is doing fairly well. Fairly well for a bunch of nerds. All the basic intro events. Point-and-click adventure is a great combination, no surprise there. Engine does not seem important for this type of game, not a big surprise. 10,000 sales. Research. New topics. Some of the classics, but a whole bunch of new ones. Let's pick up steampunk, because why the heck not? I'm going to try to not make too many RPGs since I have that central RPG series going on, but really, does Warlock not seem like it's good for RPGs? And it is a new topic. But we can also get some new... What are these numbers? 0. But I've made a point-and-click adventure game, so it's obviously not how many you've made. What does that number mean? I don't even know! Okay. Let's do... Motocross... Action or simulation? Let's go with an action game. And it's gonna be... Motocross Bandits. If I understand motocross, it's basically... motorcycle mountain bikes. Yeah, shows what I know about it. Still, that initial points means something, most likely. Oh, it's an action game, so engine's super important. Gameplay's super important. Forget story and quests. You don't need to know why you're Motocross Bandits, you just are. In this time of gaming, you just accept the conceit and move on. Grapples, oh. So we're getting a Macintosh computer already, or a Grappintosh computer in this case. I can't see these being overly successful. But you never know. Artificial intelligence, level design, dialogues, level design. Off we go. Now we're running into the problem that happens with a lot of early action games is we're not getting enough tech points. World design not important, graphics super important, sound only somewhat important. It's hard to get that bias toward tech points you normally want in an action game this early on. So I'm going to be happy with just a neutral... I was going to be happy with just a neutral split. But apparently Buddy had other ideas. The Gavador 64 is doing good. So it's going to sort of change the market dynamics having an extra computer in the mix. It might make it more important to go for the Gavador 64, particularly if we have something we're sure about. Let's see, new topics. Game pack. Oh, I guess it's like a mini, like one of those giant game collections. The only thing I could think of. I'm not sure what that would be used for. I'm gonna pick up Evolution. We're gonna do a simulation for Evolution in the near future. Motocross Bandits. Not expecting flying high numbers, just because you have that problem with action games at this point in the game. Though it does look to be doing fairly well anyway. Yeah, that's solid enough. 7.25 for the stage of the game. I'll take it. I'm expecting to see a lot of new topics, and I'm generally going to put emphasis on new topics. Let's do a Warlock RPG this time. Let's go for the G64. Why the heck not? I know how to make RPG games. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing my $1 billion challenge series. We need a name for warlocks. I mean, Warlock's Quest is a cop-out. Witches and Warlocks? There's a lot of Might and Magic and Dungeons and Dragons going on, so Witches and Warlocks seems like a decent, competent name for the time period. Now, this looks fairly standard for RPGs. We know how to handle this. Though I don't start off with that many points, so I'm not 100% sure it's going to be a great combination. The Grappentosh is released. I wonder if the Grappentosh will be really good with simulations. Like, I seem to remember playing things like Oregon Trail on the school's Macintosh computers back when I was in elementary school. So simulation games might be a good run on the Grappentosh. So I think I might try an evolution on the Grappentosh just to make use of it. Assuming it doesn't have it. On a side note, these numbers are not particularly thrilling. What did we have last time? 1312? And we got 10-8? I mean, it could just be the RNG gods are not with us today. Huh, and it does appear that like we can only have one game sale at a time. This normally has been an issue for me. But I wonder if Motocross Bandits was normally going off the market, or whether we forced it off by releasing Witches and Warlocks. Now let's do some research on Motocross Bandits. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a game report on this to find out whether it was the RNG gods that screwed us, or if some change in the game system, or perhaps just Warlock does not work with RPG. At least we're making fans. It's not actively costing us fans. Motocross RPG is a great combination. Sound seems quite important for this kind of game. Yes, we are familiar with contract work. We are a veteran to this game. Damn. Just look at that. If I was on my $1 billion challenge, I might scrap my recording if I saw something like that. Come on. Come on, buddy. You can finish. There we go. Warlock and RPG is only an okay combination. Well, color me surprised. I'm really not sure what to do with Warlock then. But let's do a evolution simulation on the Grappentosh. Seems like a good plan for me. We're gonna make apples and oranges on the Grappentosh, because irony. Okay, it's got 2 points right at the beginning, which suggests it's a... Well, we already know evolution simulation is a good combination for the core game. What do we need for simulations? Engines and gameplay, I believe? I think it's very similar to action games in many respects. Yeah, let's go with that. Dialogue, not important. Artificial intelligence, I know, is super important. I'm pretty sure level design is about... not quite as important in this. Yep. Poopy sales. I think world design's not important, but graphics and sound are really important. I'm not sure which is more important. Make like a nice evolution game where you get to breed plants together and see what your outcome is. Mixing apples and oranges. Here we go. Nothing really to write home about, but it's finally started to give us some level ups. New topics. I mean, game packs are only new topics. Well, we have athletics. Let's just pick it up so we still have a collection of new topics. Reviews for apples and oranges on the Grappentosh. 7. Focus on artificial intelligence served it well. That's good to know. 7.7. Evolution and simulation is great. We knew that. And an 8. Another 7.2. Another satisfactory, solid garage game. Come on. Alright. We are going to generate a game report on apples and oranges. See what we can find out about the Grappentosh. The TES comes out. I think there was something like 11 new systems over the course of the game. I'm going to try to make something. Every new topic, every new system, if I can. Alright, nothing actually known about the Grappentosh. That's all just evolution stuff. And we're going to pick up custom game engine. Oh, I know eventually this is going to let us do all kinds of things, like setting our price point and the like. It's going to give us a lot of new options to potentially make money, but also to screw ourselves over. Alright, these are all the same. And we'll create our custom engine with the basics. And this will be a new engine, because we're doing a new series. So what do I have to accomplish with this series? Well, I want to at least look at all the new features in the unofficial expansion pack. I'm not even sure if I'll quite finish the game. I'll at least get to a large company so we can probably see everything. If there's enough features and stuff to keep me interested the whole way through, I'll probably finish it out. Our engine is complete. We have enough research points, so any new topics? Canoeing? Oh hey, we got some of these numbers went up. We didn't get any for point and click, but we got one for motocross, warlocks, evolution. I wonder if that's things you know about a game, like know about it all the way through. Well, canoeing? I mean, what the heck? Sure, let's do it. I'm just trying to think about what I'm going to pair with canoeing. I've done canoeing before IRL at a Boy Scout camp way back in the olden days. Canoeing. Simulation? Let's do a canoeing simulation for, once again, the Grappentosh. I mean, it's not doing the best, but you know what? Yeah, we've already spent the money for it, let's do it. Or should we go for the PC? I mean, we know PCs go with simulation, and we already tried the Grappentosh, and it didn't love us very much. And we're gonna do the Yukon Trail. Wouldn't that be more kayaking? Whatever. Kayaking, canoeing, what's the diff? Somebody will correct me on that. Save games and linear story. We just did a simulation, so let's leave our numbers basically where they are. I mean, we produced a moderately successful game with those numbers last time. Though, it doesn't look like canoeing simulation is going to be a great match. Let's see. Let's see if our Yukon Trail adventure produces anything. And I suppose you could do a canoeing action game. You definitely could do a canoeing RPG. Canoeing adventure? That's maybe. I mean, these numbers are meh. Not awful, but not great. Research. I'm always curious. Like now I'm actually eager to jump in and card games. Now there's a potential game. Now I'm not quite sure how it'll work into the existing genres, but I think it might be worth figuring out. So let's research card games. The TES is being a massive success. And now our reviews for Yukon Trail. 5 falls a bit short. Fun at stages. Obviously, Yukon Trail is not a huge success like Oregon Trail. I guess it's a cheap knockoff where they take some of the basics of Oregon Trail and slap on a cheap canoeing system to try to sell it to outdoor enthusiasts. Buddy has researched card games. Let's generate our game report on Yukon Trail, see if we can find out a little bit about it. Because, frankly, I'm up the creek without a paddle. Yuck, 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 yuck. Well, canoeing and simulation is a bad combination. Didn't know? Now we do. Develop a new game. Card game. You know, it might be worth saving card game for casual. I think I'm actually going to do that. We're definitely going to use card game at some point, but for now we're going to save it for a casual game, I think. Any new topics? Surfing. You know, so they're splitting up sports into all these little subgenres. We'll make a surfing game. Yukon Trail is off the market. Tara. Ah. Well, that might be something to do. But for now, we're going to make a surfing game, a surfing action game on the TES called Point Break. Because, you know, cheesy movie tie-ins always work. Though I don't think Point Break was actually out by this point in history. Let's see, we're action, so this looks like a decent setup still. Our simulation and action setup are pretty much identical, I think. Oh, stop scratching your head, buddy. You'll figure it out eventually. Alright, target audience. That gives us just more things to mix to mismatch with our games. Let's crank up the level design. Actually, no, we want tech points, so let's leave it here just to bias ourselves a little bit more to the tech points from artificial intelligence. I think that sounds like a decent compromise. Excuse me, what's this? You were working on your game, someone knocked on the door of your garage. It was a man who wanted to sell you a vacuum cleaner. Is this a reference to something I'm getting, or... It's a vacuum cleaner salesman, like the cheesy shows up at your house vacuum cleaner salesman. I don't think we're gonna spend $4,000 on a vacuum cleaner at the current point, not with our budget. We could just ask him to leave. What the hell's denounce him? Like, you're Satan? Sure, let's denounce him. So, we're like, what's the deal with vacuum cleaner salesmen? And he's goes in and rants on the internet about how we were mean to him, and that just makes us more popular. Well, sucks to be him. That was a peculiar event. And now we've got a pretty good point balance for the stage of the game, and those are some good numbers. I'm feeling good about Point Break. Out the door it goes. Generate game report. Nine. Hopefully this isn't just one of those little tease nines like I got earlier. 8. Alright, so it's doing at least pretty good. 8. And another 9, 8.5. I'm enjoying that. The Atara 520, or 5200. You know, this is all before my generation. Genre Max Action TS is okay. Surfing action's great. Sound seems quite important. Alright. Awesome. We're going to research target audience. Oh, stop scratching, buddy. Alright, yeah, we got the Master V. We're all familiar with that. Point Break was a surprise hit. A surprise hit. Developers of Nerds, fairly new, gaining industry standing though. Can't wait to see what we develop next. Well, it's going to be a crapshoot, I can tell you that. What new topics do we have? Zoinks! Ghosts? Ghosts, Raggy? Okay, well, now I know what I'm going to be titling that one. How's a Scooby-Doo ghost adventure game sound? 50,000 units of Point Break sold. Develop new game. Ghosts. Let's go for everyone, I think. Ghost adventure on... Well, I promised I'd use every single console, or every single new platform, so let's throw it on the Atari 520. I can't see it doing particularly great there, but quite frankly, I never owned one, so I never really knew what worked with it. Where do we go for the G64? Let's go with the G64. I don't want to completely bankrupt us this early in the game. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Let's roll, Raggy! Okay, I'm gonna try to minimize the Scooby-Doo references and the Scooby-Doo voices, but it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna accept that. Let's go with that. Gameplay's only slightly important. Engine's not important at all. Story and quests are all what it's about. It'll be like playing through a few episodes of Scooby-Doo. I mean, we all know they're gonna be men under the masks, but dang it, it's the journey that's the important part. Yeah, that made us a decent amount of money. Compared to some of our failures like Yukon Trail. Adventure's super important that way. I think only moderately important in graphics, and sound is fairly important, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. Here comes the Master V. I mean, I promised I'm going to use everything, so I'm going to have to do something on that, but... danged if I know. Scooby-Doo, where are you? New topic. It's... hockey. You can continue and find out in Canada with a hockey game. We're getting all these sports games. Man. I hope all these most of these new topics aren't just the sports genre split up. Hockey. Game review for Scooby-Doo. 8. 8. 8. 7. Screw you all, games. Yeah, it's selling some. And we'll generate our game report on Scooby-Doo. Ghost Adventure is a great combination. That's what I was expecting. Platform much was everyone was good. Yeah, it seems like it's an overall just decent combination for that. Nerds continue to say this might be a new favorite. Well, you could have given us more than an 8 if it's going to be your new favorite. Jiminy Cricket. I'm grateful. Well, I think that's our first episode. We've been seeing a lot of new stuff so far. But, Yeah, a lot of it's been sports subgenres. I really hope we get to find more than that. And maybe once we get casual games, we can do a collectible card game of some variety? Well, we'll see. Till next time.